is the Magnate.
Hello, you're welcome to this week's edition of the Magnate. Today we are going to be talking Nigeria. How patriotic are you? How do you think that the New Hope agenda will influence all of us, particularly when we have to talk about patriotism and our great country, Nigeria? We have Who Should Know. Our Magnate for the week is somebody who has traversed various sectors and then is now sit at tops of the company or the organization where we are today. And who are we talking about? The only way you know about him is to give you his citation. When we come back, it will be an interactive session. We'll be back shortly.
Lanre Onilu is the Director General of National Orientation Agency. He has about 30 years working experience in image management and media industry. Onilu was a National Publicity Secretary of All Progressive Congress. The specialist in strategic public communications planning hails from Kwara State in the north-central zone of Nigeria. He has vast experience in corporate and political communications, crisis communication, policy analysis and development issues. Onilu studied mass communications at University of Lagos and proceeded to West Virginia University, Virginia, USA for MS certificates in integrated marketing communications. He has also attended several seminars and conferences within and outside the shore of the country, including Advanced Public Relations and Media Audience Research at the New York University, United States, and at the prestigious World Advertising Research Council, WARC, in London, United Kingdom, among others. Onilu is an associate member of the Public Relations Society of America, PRSA, and member of the Public Relations Society of New York, a corporate member of the International Communications Conference, ICC, at Baruch College, State University of New York, USA, an associate member of the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria, APCON.
You're welcome back. The program is The Magnate, and it's my great pleasure to welcome to the program, we're actually in his office at the FCT Abuja, Mallam Lanre Onilu. He's the Director General of National Orientation Agency. You're welcome to the program, sir.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us, sir.
My pleasure.
We are talking Nigeria today, and you are the image maker of Nigeria. In fact, I talked about the New Hope agenda. I mean, that's how the mantra of the federal government. How do you want to explain that to us, Nigeria, what it really means?
Yeah, it's something that has to connect directly at the psychology of the citizens. When you take out hope, the man is in a state of despair. And when you're in a state of despair, you stop making effort. So, but because we have to continue to make efforts in this country, we need to continue to work to progress the country, and there can only be one impetus for that, and that's hope. So when you have hope now renewed, it re-energizes
refreshed
the people and get them ready that certainly they have a destination that they are certain, all hands on deck, will lead us to where we all desire.
Okay. You know that people say that there's some form of lethargy among Nigerians, that is just semantics that you're saying. Why do you think Nigerians have this kind of lethargy in them now that has now led to high rate of brain drain? They don't even believe in the country anymore.
Yeah, good reasons for that.
Okay.
When you create a situation where people don't have hope, as we started,
yes,
then lethargy will come in.
Okay.
And lethargy also, you can also say, is a byproduct of deficit in trust. So people, when they don't have reasons to trust the process, no reason to trust the system, of course there will be lethargy. And lethargy is actually a mild way to put it, and is an early stage of manifestation of lack of patriotism.
Lack of belief.
Yes. And I would say we have even gone beyond the stage of lethargy. Yeah, so we have also gone beyond the even stage of indifferent. You see people who are actively wishing that this country come down. You may say that's a bit too far.
Yeah.
But we also should ask ourselves, how did we get there? How did we create a situation where people don't care what happens to the country? And as I do say all the time, patriotism is an emotional issue. You cannot enforce it. It's like love. There must be an attraction.
Affection.
So, for you to be patriotic, there must be something that is attractive for you as a Nigerian, that this country has provided for you, that motivates that patriotism, your love for the country. Has the country provided it? Big question. So now, the next thing for us to do is not to bother too much about how people feel in terms of the psychology of patriotism.
Of dislike.
We should now concentrate on how to take away whatever factor that made them feel so. So this government, as I know the president, for instance, and this agency that has the mandate of spearheading this, we are not going to waste our time telling people not to feel the way they feel.
Okay.
We will concentrate our energy on taking out whatever factors that make them to feel that way. So naturally it will happen.
Okay.
That there will be a shift, a paradigm shift in mentality, in their disposition towards the nation, by providing concrete reason. So it's not about preachment. It's not about telling people you have to be patriotic. You can't talk me into patriotism. You've got to lead me into it.
Okay.
Create the environment, create the situation that will make me to be naturally, in love with my country.
All right, sir. Isn't that a warrior's task for you? I mean, how difficult do you think this renewed hope agenda and trying to teach people on how to be patriotic and believe in Nigeria, won't that be is it not too difficult for you?
Well,
or you are prepared for it?
There is my destiny, so I'm not complaining about my destiny. My purpose is to do my bit, but to do that, I must ask myself if I have a clear idea of what this is all about. And as I said, I understand what the issues are.
Okay.
I'm a communication specialist. I practiced journalism and rose to become editor. And got trained as a communication planner. And all my years, for 33 years, I've done no any other job other than communication.
Interesting.
And I understand clearly that this is about behavioral communication.
Exactly. Attitude.
And there are procedures to that. So we're going to apply the best of procedures.
Okay, you know the interesting thing, sir? Nigerians, are they really complex? Because a few of us have traveled outside the country, we see them behaving well, obeying all the rules and regulations, particularly when it comes to attitude, habits, and all that. But here, it's a bit difficult. Why do you think that's happening?
Nigerians are not difficult.
Okay.
And Nigeria are also fantastic followers. Take it back, 1983-84, when Buhari Idiagbon came.
Why?
They said, discipline, kill.
Yes.
We were doing it.
Yeah.
2 years later, another government came and said, sorry, we were joking, relax. We relaxed.
We are very obedient.
So what else do you want from followers? You may say we have a weakness. If we are not directed, we are incapable of doing things by ourselves. And you also may say that we are so good as followers that if you say if you give us bad example, we'll follow. See, the same people that we complain about, Nigerians, and I think we are a bit too harsh on ourselves. Educated people driving on the road, they get to an intersection. If there is nobody directing traffic, our weakness comes to the surface.
Yes.
The 60 seconds we need to allow free flow of vehicles we wouldn't be able to do that by ourselves. Then we're going to lock ourselves up there. But these same people, sane, educated, enlightened, broad-minded, will get to an intersection and see a mentally challenged person standing in the middle of the road, giving direction, and they will follow. So we are good followers.
Okay.
But it does mean something is missing.
Yes.
Somebody to give good direction.
Now, the other thing is, let's start it from our children, the home front. From your own job again, how do you think we can start to begin to enforce or begin to introduce our morals, values, and our very beautiful traditional and customs into our children so that Nigeria will be a better place again? There are a lot of infiltration of foreign influence. Do you agree with
Yeah,
me?
there will be infiltration of foreign influence if you have emptied your house of your own ethical values. Nigeria has created so much vacuum in the lives of the children.
Yes.
We have vacated our roles, and as we speak, we have about 72% of our population below the age of 35. That's about 160 million Nigerians. And of this, you have children of below the age of 9 being indoctrinated
Yes.
with foreign content
Yes.
through cartoons that parents don't even know what the cartoons are all about. And these children are being force-fed through their formative years. Today, there are cartoons that shows marriages between same-sex
Yes.
already in our homes, already in our bedrooms. So we can be out there mouthing how much of
Morals.
antithetical to our culture this is, but we have left our doors
Open.
open.
Interesting. Interesting. Did
so-
you?
Part of what we are trying to do in NOA,
Exactly.
which we are going to be hearing in the next 3-4 weeks, is to ensure that we intervene at that early stage.
Good.
To ensure first, in the next 3 years, we want to dilute the content by creating platforms for our own content, local content, that speak about who we are, about our values. Then we dilute the foreign content. But in the next 5 years, 60% of what our children consume must be local content. And there must be further effort to ensure that we pay attention to what kind of content are coming from other countries.
Program is still the Magnate, and we're conversing with the Director General of National Orientation Agency, Mallam, Lanre Onilu. Let's go for a short break. We'll be back to continue the conversation. You're welcome back. The program is still the Magnate, and we are still having the Director General of National Orientation Agency, our foremost image maker for Nigeria, and we are talking the renewed hope agenda of the federal government. Yes, he is Mallam Lanre Onilu. You are welcome to the program again, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you for all the insight you have provided. Now, some people, out of the lethargy we talked about earlier, what are they orientating? They say they are National Orientation Agency. What are they orientating? What is it? Is it lip service? They are just there by name. How do you defray that among the naysayers?
Yeah, but you see, every country must be able to evolve a national culture. And that defines their personality. That is the definition of the character of that country and the people of the country, such that it becomes their shared national identity.
Yes.
So the commonality of these characteristics is what makes somebody a citizen of a country. And when you don't look like them, then you are a social defiant. And then you say you are not a proper Nigerian. So the challenge we have in this country as of today, that has actually led to a situation where we see so much disunity is because we have not been able to evolve a national value system that we all can ascribe whatever we do
Key into.
So till today, a Yoruba man is still a Yoruba man because all he has got are the Yoruba values. And so he is striving to be an Omoluabi, which for Yoruba, that is the epitome of Yorubaness.
Decency and responsibility.
The Hausas have theirs, the Galas, the Igbo, every tribe has the tradition.
Peculiarities.
Yeah, they have common identity.
Earlier on, you were talking about Nigerians, the good aspect of Nigerians, and you also have alluded to that a while ago. Do you know Nigerians are very, they have empathy in them. And because of this unity we're talking about, when you look at the formation of the federal government colleges, schools, the NYSC, it's all in a bid to harness all the various cultures and tribes in Nigeria. How are you going to build on that to implement what you're talking about now?
Yeah, the first thing, as I said, to go into NYSC, which is a structure, an institution that can facilitate that, to use the unity schools, to use the federal government colleges, you must first and foremost define what exactly do you want to do.
Okay.
That's why the charter is important. Okay, when you finish from the university, you are given a certificate. And it reads, you have been found worthy in learning and character.
Yes.
But you and I know we don't go to school to learn character.
No.
So the character aspect is the values. Why did we take civic education away from school? So this has to come back. If English and mathematics are compulsory in school, why is the study of nationalism not compulsory? What will make you to be a Nigerian, a good citizen? So we are working with the relevant institutions to ensure that by the time, as we speak, we are at the last stage of developing the blueprint on the value charter.
Interesting.
Yeah, we have had series of committees. The last committee is working on it.
Okay. Our national anthem. Do you know, me as a person, I tend to prefer the older one. Nigeria will aid thee,
our own their native land.
You understand?
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's much. If it's something that you can do something about. But I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, you see, there's an emotional issue there.
Yes.
If you want to look at it with a sense of nationalism, you will take the new one.
Okay.
If you want to look at it with evaluation of the one that actually speak directly,
language,
you take the older one. Why did I say that? The one you sang, which I prefer also, which the president had actually cited on many occasions.
Really?
Even during the campaign, he would say, though tribe and tongues may differ, in brotherhood
we stand.
It was composed by a colonialist.
Okay.
So if you look at it from a sense of nationalism, you will say, do away with relics of colonialism.
Okay.
But the current national anthem was composed by 6 Nigerians. In 1975, 6 Nigerians sat down together to work on this. 5 of them are still alive. We are inviting them for a program soon.
Interesting.
So, these are the issues.
Okay. Yeah, recently I am used to, there has been a slogan of NOA for a while and all that. The change begins with me. That's the one that we're used to. But lately I'm hearing some whispers of I serve to be saved. Do you want to talk a bit about that?
Yeah. You see, the old essence of humanity is service.
Yes.
Even the only thing God asks of us is to serve Him. The best gift you can give another human being is to render good service. You are a nurse. Serve diligently. You are a policeman. Serve diligently. You are a president. Serve diligently. Once you do that, nothing more. So, but don't expect to be served until you also have served. So if we begin to see ourselves as people who are offering service with the consciousness of somebody who has a duty of care, that is when we can have a country of caring people, of kind-hearted people. So change begins with me. Perhaps maybe at that era, I don't want to go into
semantics or debate or any controversy.
Yeah, but if you look at the issue in this country, we had NSAS. The NSAS, the old process of NSAS, was the youth asking a question about the kind of service they got from the police service. The whole issue of leadership in this country is about service. The whole issue about citizenship in this country is about service. So whichever way you look at it, corruption, insecurity, is about service.
Hunger.
Service.
Very interesting, very nice. Okay, but we also argue and say that what is the enabling environment to serve? Yes, you can volunteer, you do that. How do I serve when I don't have the enabling, when I'm hungry, when I don't have
you're coming back to renewed hope.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, in the last few months, there are a lot to speak to. To say, yes, it appears hardship is being aggravated. But I'll tell you, there are some hardships that you take with renewed hope.
Yes.
That's the difference. And why would you take hardship with renewed hope? When you know this is a necessary hardship.
Action.
That will lead to...
You sacrifice before you get.
Yeah. So, are we connecting that very well in terms of how government is communicating that? That's a different issue.
Yes.
But there have been actions, there have been policies that are well intended, that we know that with time it will take us out of the doldrum. When people complain of hardship now, the analogy I use is we are all in a building and we can see clearly the structural defect. And year in, year out, it's getting bad.
Dilapidated.
And the caretaker has been patching and managing the building.
Doomsday.
And when rain comes, it beats us, the sun, everything is so, the reptiles enter the house, all sorts of things. And we all know the solution is to bring down the building because the foundation
is weak.
And then rebuild. But caretakers, successive caretakers, were also being careful, thinking the people inside the house, how would they survive? Catch-22 situation. Which one do you pick?
Sacrifice, suffer before you enjoy.
So now I have a caretaker who says, hey, this house will eventually collapse on our head. We need to make that sacrifice here and now. Let's move out. Let's bring this building down. Let's do a solid foundation, a solid structure. Then we move in.
As a renewed
During that period, we are unsheltered. Rain will beat us. Sun will beat us. But we know that is a sacrifice based on renewed hope.
What's awaiting us?
Because we can see the building coming up.
Thank you so much. We are rounding off now. We need you to round off. Give us your final words. Reassure Nigerians, just like you have done. And then I really do not envy you because you really need this advocacy and so many things to do to renew our hope, you know.
Yeah, well, the only thing I can tell Nigeria is the cliche, when there's life,
there's hope.
There's hope. But it goes beyond just when there's life. When there are positive actions being taken,
and you can see.
And we can see, let's be patient. Let's do our part. Leadership issue, yes. Nobody is saying no to that. But if tomorrow we all wake up, fantastic road everywhere, rails interconnectivity of rail lines everywhere, electricity 24/7, fantastic health facility, education facility, and we have all of that. So leadership problem is solved, right? Then you now see citizens wake up the following day, go to the bridges and remove the railings to sell.
That's another challenge.
It takes both sides.
Takes both sides, the leadership and the followership.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been Madam Lanre Onilu, the Director General of National Orientation Agency. I hope you have been orientated today. I have learned a lot. You serve and wait to be served. Don't think that, what's in it for me? That's the mantra usually. Come and do this. What's in it for me? Serve first and you will be served. Thank you again for coming on the program.
Thank you. Thank you.
Join us same time next week when we shall bring you another chief executive on this program. The Magnate is the program. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media handles. And remember, you can watch a later edition of this program on our YouTube channel. Until then, bye for now.